Hey everyone, so this is my review of The Flash Season 3, Episode 9, called The Present, and basically what this episode is about is that Barry heads to Earth 3 to try and get help from Jay Garrick in trying to stop Savitar. And while that's going on, Wally sort of finally admits to Barry that he's been training with HR. And Cisco sort of comes to terms with the fact that this is really his first Christmas without Dante there. And this was such a great episode that did have some moments I didn't care for, but still it was just so entertaining to watch everything go down. And one part that did kind of bug me, but not like drastically to have it be like a major kind of thing, was how no one on the team seemed to link together that maybe Julian is alchemy when they come to figure out that Julian had at one point gone on like this expedition to find the stone that alchemy has. So I don't know how they didn't fully make that connection. Maybe they did, but they didn't like fully bring it out because they wanted it to somewhat, I don't know. But it just seemed odd that they didn't bring up that, hey, maybe Julian's alchemy, until eventually later when it was sort of revealed that Julian's alchemy. And like I said in one of my past reviews on episode earlier in this season, I am not excited for the fact that Julian now knows that Barry's the Flash. I just don't like that every major character in this series eventually finds out that Barry's the Flash, so then the team just grows more and more. I don't like that. I kind of want one of these main characters to sort of be oblivious to the fact that Barry's the Flash and see how that all goes, but that doesn't seem to ever happen. And it was kind of cool that they did bring up about the voice change in Alchemy that I kind of picked up on in the trailer. I'm happy that that was a thing and not just something that I kind of heard and maybe wasn't true. And Wally telling the rest of the group that he's been training with HR is just such a bad idea and such a bad thing, because it just, I don't mind the fact that Wally told them. It's just the fact that Wally can't seem to keep a secret that I don't like. And it's just getting to the point now where, like, if Wally was real, I would never tell him anything private because he'd just go and tell everyone else. So it is a little annoying that they couldn't have maybe kept the training a secret for a few more episodes. It was kind of cool that they did show that this sort of like Philosopher's Stone that alchemy has does have like some mind control like capabilities and trying to like control people to hold the stone and stuff like that. It was kind of cool that they did show that through like Cisco sort of holding the stone and all that. And it did help to sort of work with Wally's story of when Wally held the stone and got his powers. That it wasn't about Wally just having this super, super craving to have powers. It was more along the lines of this stone was kind of sort of controlling him. That kind of helped defend this new Wally that Flashpoint brought up that's super power crazy. So it does help that lower that down a bit, but still I'm not a huge fan of this Flashpoint Wally. And I really, really enjoyed the scene where Barry goes to Earth 3 to get Jay to help him fight against Savitar. And it was super cool to see that and see the Earth 3 trickster and them like kind of sort of working together to stop that trickster. And it does happen again where I've kind of noticed that with every episode that the trickster sort of comes back into, that he kind of more and more sounds like the Joker from the Batman animated series. And yes, I am aware that the actor plays both, but still it kind of, like I said, sounds more and more like the same voice. And I don't know if that is true, that it has changed or not, but still it's becoming more and more present to me. And I did really, really love the whole scene where Jay's fighting up against Savitar, and like how everything was shown and shot and all that was just so cool, and I just really, really loved it. And the one scene that I'm kind of confused on was I did like when they did go and like show kind of what's to come by sending Barry into the future, but the part of that confused me was when Jay came and like told Barry about how speedsters of course, can go into the past and change things, but they can't go into the future. So then if they can't go to the future, how did Jay go into the future and get Barry? That I didn't really understand, and it kind of confused me because it kind of contradicted his statement that he just said a few minutes after. Because, like, I understand why Barry got to the future and stuff, because it was kind of an accident for Barry. But with Jay, it wasn't, so that doesn't really make sense. And like I said, it kind of contradicts the statement that he made a few minutes after he went into the future and saved Barry. That shortly after that, he goes and says, "Oh, speedsters can't go to the future." It's like, no. But I do have to say, overall, I really, really enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait for it to come back in a few weeks and to see how everything plays out and how everything eventually leads to that future point. And yeah, that's my review of The Flash, Season 3, Episode 9, called The Present. So, yeah.